Hello everybody, I'm the Turnbox Gamer. We're back with School Tycoon. We're still in the middle of making our school, and I ended the last episode talking about something, but I forgot what. Give me a second. Okay, I had like a little clip note on what I was talking about, and it just says Grand Theft Auto. Thank you, past me, for giving me this oh so well detailed note. Now I definitely remember why I was talking about last episode. Oh god, I hate my past self sometimes. Okay, let me think. What was I talking about relating to Grand Theft Auto? The last thing I remember is the jetpack. Okay, now I kind of remember what we were going off on. I wanted to share that as a kid, when I played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas with my cousin, we would never do any of the story missions. We would just fuck around with the cheat codes, and that's what we do. We just fuck around with the cheat codes and spend hours on end causing mayhem and destruction all over Los Santos. If I recall correctly, the three cheat codes we used the most was the flying car cheat code, the money and health cheat code, and the jetpack cheat code, because we love the jetpack. The jetpack was cool. So couple years back, I was browsing the PlayStation Store and I found Grand Theft Auto again. I was like, I remember playing this, I have to get it. So I got the game, and this time around I was like, you know, I never did anything with the story missions. So I thought, hey, maybe this time I'll actually just go with the story for once. When I finally beat the game, well, no spoilers on what happens, but what I wanted to share was that I was surprised that when I got to a certain part of the game, you actually do unlock the jetpack. It wasn't like one of those cheat codes that like hides hidden items of the game. It was actually an unlockable that you could earn in the game. Granted, you have to go like really far out in the map to this one place I can't really share. I mean, look, I know it's been out for a while. I'll just say it's some sort of airport and leave it at that. You have to go like to this one specific spot to get the jetpack, and while that's cool that it actually spawns, I will say this, I kind of prefer the whole cheat code method, because it's like boom 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 boom, you enter the code, done, you get it easily. But I was still impressed that I actually unlocked it. I didn't think it was an unlockable, and there was other things that were okay. So some of the cheats that we used to do, I think being immune to fire was one of them. Something along those lines, or I know infinite ammo was one of them. If you were to complete the game to a certain point, you actually get that without it being cheating. So it's, oh hey, medium buildings are now available. So yeah, like I was saying, I just think it's cool that the cheat codes that you use in the game can actually be unlocked through actual like effort. Guess that's where I was going with that. I don't think San Andreas was the first Grand Theft Auto game I beat. I think that would be Vice City, which of course when I saw that it was out, I had to get it too. And after I got those two, I saw that 3 was also available, so I was like, you know what, I might as well get the entire like trilogy since it's like right there. So I just grabbed the third one. And the third one, well, it being I'm not saying it's the earliest game of the series, but the earliest game of the series that I played, there's some things that kind of made me cherish what you get later on in the game, like the radar, the map, where you can actually, I think that's also with Vice City and San Andreas, like the map you can't just put on like a little beacon. I think San Andreas you can, but the others, no, you could just reference the map as like a viewpoint, but everything else, like you can't put I don't think you could really put anything on it. So yeah, don't take my word for it, it's been a while since I played either, but it's not like how say GTA 5 is, where you could put on a little dot on the map and be like have that little line on the, you know, a GPS system to help you out. I don't know why I had so much trouble figuring out the term for it. God damn. But then they quote-unquote remastered it, gave it a definite edition. And I've already did like a little compare and contrast with both of them, sort of. Not as a review, but just as like play-wise. See, I didn't feel like doing like much with either of the games. I just felt like fucking around. So whenever I have a game with the title saying bullshit around it, just know that the purpose of that video is just for me to fuck around. But I had one for GTA 3, the definition version of GTA 3, and I put that in air quotes. And I kind of regret not recording the first time I started playing it, because I kid you not, the very first mission with the Definite Edition, well, not 5 minutes into the game and I ended up blowing up my car. Look, I know I'm not a good driver in the video games. I would even say, hey, I'm a horrible driver. But I wasn't being chased. I think I was going a decent amount of speed. But it felt like the road was like fucking driving on plastic or some shit. I just like rolled like several times and then blew the car up. Wow. Usually it takes me more than a few minutes to, you know, blow my car up, but, Other than that, I'd say that it wasn't as bad as I expected. Don't get me wrong, it was bad. I was expecting it to be a lot worse, though. Like, if it started raining on me, like everybody says, it is true, you can't really see shit. That was annoying. The other Definite Edition that I played was Vice City, and there was some weird issues with it, but I kind of had a kick out of it, because you could be driving on a moped. If you brake, you could do a flip. Normally, you would fall off, but for some reason, I was able to do flips on the moped, so I had fun with that. I think at one point I was also able to like get up a good chunk of a tree just by driving straight into it. And I think that other than me fucking around a bit, the only issue I had was how traffic could be actually, no, I take it back. I remember another issue. So, oh, for fuck's sake. Another hurricane, really? What's that gonna do to my buildings, huh? Please don't do anything. Please keep them intact. Well, I guess I am gonna be replacing these bitches, so I guess it doesn't matter too much, and I don't see anything broken. Huh. I also think I might have went AFK a bit. Probably something to do with the dog. Usually if I go AFK, I'm taking care of my dog. Either I have to take her out or I have to feed her. Or it could be one of the cats. Again, mainly feeding, because, you know, I don't let them go outside. The road outside has been a gravemaker for many cats, and mine aren't going to be one of those. But yeah, like I was saying, what was the other issue? I got distracted, that's the problem. What was the other issue? Oh, right, I couldn't hit this one guy. Like, the hitboxes were all sorts of fucked up. Like, I had a weapon, I just couldn't hit him for the life of me, and it was kind of imperative that I be able to hit him, because I aggroed the guy, and he was hitting me, so I had to kill him. Eventually, I did kill the guy, and it's funny, I was beating him up, even though he's already dead. I look behind me, there's a cop car, like, right behind me, witnessing beating up this poor corpse to the ground, and I'm like, do you just not care that I am clearly well, technically, I already committed the murder, but I'm still, like, beating up the corpse. Do you just not give a shit? That's kind of funny. Don't get me wrong. With the little bugs that happen here and there, it kind of annoys me, but then you get shit like this, and it's kind of funny. Does it break the game's immersion a bit? Yes, but it's amusing at least. I think the only definite edition I haven't played was the San Andreas one, and that's because it was not free on PlayStation Plus. See, I didn't pay for the definite editions because I've heard that they were shit. I played them for a bit, and they were kind of shit. Oh, hey, a building's broken. But they were kind of shit. I don't think I want, like... Fuck, I don't know how much they're asking for these games. What was it, 50 bucks, 60 bucks? Oh, well, granted, I don't want to pay that much money if this is the product, is all I'm trying to get at. It's not... I'm not saying it was completely bad, but it wasn't like something that I want to pay that much money on. Hence why I went for the free option. Granted, I guess technically, I did pay money because of the subscription, but I'd say the subscription's a nice little deal, you know, like, you pay like, well, back then it was like 50 bucks for a whole year, and then they changed it to where it's now up to 99 bucks, and you got these, like, fucking, like, tiers, and I'm like, I kind of like the whole $50 one. You still have, like, the $50 option, which is the option I go for, but you get, like, a very bare minimum. But granted, I'd say it's a lot better than the original PlayStation Plus, because the original PlayStation Plus, you only get, like, 2 games for free, and then a shit ton of deals, like, every month. That's the original, if I recall. Well, okay, maybe it wasn't the original, but that was the last one before the update, is what I mean to say. So, this new one where you could get some free games here and there, I'd say that's like a better version of it. Though, granted, I don't like the $99 tier one. It's like, I really don't want to spend that much money on a subscription, you know? $50 is a bit much, but for a whole year and for a shit ton of video games, I'd say it's worth it. Granted, you can't keep those games. They eventually do expire. But I think, you know, for renting them out, I think that's a decent amount of price for the games that you can get. Speaking of deals, my friend, I think it was last Christmas, he hit me up. He was like, "Hey Anthony, I got this like spare Xbox Game Pass thing that I have. I already have the thing, so I can't like redeem it. Do you want it?" I was like, "Oh, hey, that's nice, but you do realize I don't have an Xbox, right?" And he's like, No, you can use it for the PC too." It's like, "Oh, all right, sure. Why the hell not? I want to try it out." Because, you know, I might play on the PlayStation a lot. There's some games on the Xbox that I do like, and I was hoping to see them on the PC. Mainly Gears of War, which I did fine. Unfortunately for me, it just did not want to work. Kind of left me a bit disappointed, but I figured that if I do eventually get an Xbox and get the game, you know, the gaming pass again, I could get it there. Sadly, though, the first month I had it, it was a free month, but I didn't have enough time to play anything, so it kind of got wasted a bit. However, I looked up the price. I think the price was like $10 per month, and I was like, you know, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. I'll fork over $10 and have another month because I didn't get a chance to use the first month. Now, last Halloween, I did a preview for what's going to be posted this Halloween. Unfortunately for me, one of the games that I was planning on playing, the subscription, the expiration for that game kind of expired, so I can no longer play it. But on the plus side, it was on the Gaming Pass, so I was like, I could just play this game and record it through the, you know, laptop and have my video set for Halloween. The thing is, I don't know why it's this game, but so it's Soma. When I play this game, it kind of makes me feel sick, which is kind of weird because I could play Prey, I could play other first-person shooters, and I'm fine. But for some reason, Soma, it gets me sick. I mean, I guess another game that does get me sick with how the game moves would be like Surgeon Simulator. Like, it leaves me feeling a little nauseous, like I can't play the game. So, yeah. Not saying it's a bad game, it's just like I get sick, I can't play the damn game. So, I think Soma's probably gonna get taken off outside of what I already have for the Halloween video. So, speaking of Halloween, I don't think I'm gonna ever do like... I did like fucking 90 videos for the entire month. Like, it was like a set number of videos per day. I don't think I'm ever gonna do that again because it left me exhausted afterwards. Like, I had plans for like a Thanksgiving bit of videos, but I was just too exhausted for the whole month of Halloween videos. I said, fuck it. Hell, even during like Christmas, I was like I was still kind of out of it from Halloween. So I think I'm gonna put like a little limiter on Halloween, unless I start very early, because that's actually what I did for Halloween. I started a few months prior to it, got sick during 1 month, so I think I still worked on it during that month. It's just I was sick. I wasn't doing myself any favors by sitting down and recording hours on end when I'm supposed to be laying down and resting, so that didn't help too much. When it comes to the whole recording progress, there's a couple phases. So the first phase is playing the game and, well, recording the gameplay. I'd say this is arguably the easiest part of the whole recording process, because all I have to do is just, like I said, relax and play a game. Even if the game has like a hard-ass difficulty that my bitch ass likes to put on, I'd say that this is probably the easiest part, because all I have to do is get through, you know, the game. However, I will point out that it's kind of funny how when I record myself, I tend to lose all my skill with the game. So if I'm telling you, hey, I'm great at a game, and then I proceed to suck, that's because for some reason, all my skills go away. I hate it, but hey, shit happens. And besides, we're here to get from point A to point B. If my skill wasn't a thing, then I'd probably not show the video. The second phase, which will be the transferring phase, I would say is just as easy as phase 1. All I do is like transfer the video files from the PlayStation to a USB drive so I can transfer it to my laptop. The thing about this phase, however, it takes a long time depending on how many videos and how long those videos I'm transferring. So say for a long time, since I didn't configure the USB drive too well, say like 10 videos could take like, I'm spitballing here, I say maybe like 8 hours if it were like full-length hour videos. That's just me spitballing. I don't remember exactly, but it can take up to like half my day, so not the funnest time spent. However, like I said, this was before I configured my USB drive to change how the transfer goes, and honestly, it takes a lot less time now. 10 videos would take like maybe 30 minutes. Again, it kind of depends, because if it's 10 videos that are hour long, I'd say around 30-40 minutes. 20 videos, say like almost like an hour, 2 hours maybe. Again, depending on how long the videos are, because that's the data. For my USB drive, I know I have like 117 gigabytes. So as long as I keep with that number, I'm good. And then when it comes to transferring that to the laptop, it's a lot faster. It'd be like a couple minutes. Be probably a few seconds if I'm only doing it one at a time, but I don't like doing it one at a time. I do it like in bundles. The only the thing I have to be aware of is how much memory's on the laptop, so in case I end up accidentally putting too much that I can't record, because that happened once by accident. I was like, oh shit, I just realized that this laptop it's not big on memory, and I use a good chunk of it just to move like half these damn videos, so I'm gonna have to take a chunk away so I could focus on recording. So that would be second phase. The third phase would be the editing phase, which is where I am currently. It depends on what's going on with the video. If a video is taking way too long, I shorten it. If I need to add more to it, I would lengthen it, usually with other video that I was playing for a different, video in itself. And then, of course, adding the commentary. Now, there are some times where I just edit the video. Like, for example, if it's really late at night and I don't feel like doing the commentary because I'm tired, I would edit the video to where I like it. And then when I'm rested, when I feel up to it, I would then do the commentary. Now, during this phase, if I do feel a little creative, I might add a little effect or a little bit just for shits and giggles, as example of what I'm doing right now. But typically, it's only if I get the idea. Sometimes I get the idea while I'm recording, during phase 1, or sometimes I get the idea while I'm editing. So there's no set time for, that in particular. And in fact, that goes into the commentary itself. I know I've made jokes about it before, that there's no script to go off, because 99% of the time it's improv. I think maybe the only time I added a script to it is if I wanted to say something for sure, because I thought of a joke at one point. But no, 99% of the scripting commentary itself is literally just whatever comes out at the moment. I think when I first started out, I would commentate on every little detail that was happening on the screen, which, okay, I get you're supposed to commentate on what you're doing, but you're not supposed to narrate every little detail. When we started recording for BioShock, I noticed that he was going into that trend, and I told him, hey, it's cool, but, just talk with me. Don't focus on every little detail on the screen. Trust me, I've been where you've been, but all we have to do is just talk to each other. And I think we got to a good rhythm. Honestly, recording with Lorenzo is a lot better than recording by myself. With Lorenzo, it's the worst that we've dealt with was probably a few takes in. But a few takes in is 100% less than my solo takes, because I do several takes on I'd say this alone I probably took several just to get it down right. And it's not because I'm trying to make it perfect, or it's not I hate what I'm saying. The thing is that there's some problems that come with the audio. I accidentally said something weird and I got a little self-conscious about it, so I was I don't like how I said that. Because sometimes it happens, it's do I leave it in and have people laugh at me? Sometimes I say, fuck it, yeah, go for it. Other times I'm I didn't mean to say it like that. I wanted to sound I thought it sounded normal, then I heard it and I was sound like an idiot. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm used to sounding like an idiot, but usually it's voluntary. So, it's shit like that. I guess since I did bring up Lorenzo, I do have this other phase that kind of comes before the editing phase, but that's only if I'm working with a friend or something, which is kind of rare. But so there's something called the watching phase, because typically how I record is I have my headphones plugged in so that the audio from the laptop doesn't bounce back and echo in the background, same with my voice. So that's easy solo, but for two people, well, I said headphones, not earbuds or anything like that, so we can't share them. Now, when I'm with Lorenzo, we first watch through the video, we have the volume up, we have it full screen, we see what's gonna happen, and then we come up with a commentary. That's why I said 99% of the time, it's not scripted. It's just, well, I mean, I guess even if when we do watch it, when we do come up with, hey, I want to make this joke here, and we still go off script, we don't write anything down, so it's still very much not scripted. Then when we do edit, we do it in complete silence, so we're just talking to each other, watching the muted version of the video, trying to guess what, like, for example, I remember there's some enemies that would talk shit to you, and looking at where I am in the game, I just make hunches on what they're saying, and I'm like, respond to it, and 99% of the time, I think I got it right. So, as awkward as it is, I think it fits us pretty well. Like, there's a phrase called, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I think we're pretty good with where we're at, so there's no need for us to change anything. Granted, I did get a new mic. It's not this one that I use, but it's a smaller mic, and I'm thinking of trying it out next time I record with Lorenzo. I don't know how well it's going to work, but it's, something new that we can try out. It's also a smaller mic, so I don't have to haul around this big-ass mic to his place, set it up. It's a lot. I think it's a lot easier for me to actually place it too, so it might be a little more easy with us to record with it. My only thing against it is that it's kind of like, okay, I set up this mic to work well, to make it sound pretty good. The new mic, I need to remember how to do that setup exactly, just so that it doesn't sound like shit. So that's another chore I have to deal with before I end up doing the recording with Lorenzo, so, fun. I think we're getting very close to the end. I better finish up the phases. I think I said the editing phase, the now added watching phase, the transfer phase, the recording phase. I think at this point, the editing phase would have like a exporting phase to actually make the video full, but that's like going to be in the editing phase, so there's no need for it to be separate. The last phase would be the uploading phase, which is simply just uploading it to YouTube. The problem with this phase, which again, I'd say it's with the transferring phase, it's easy, but it's time consuming because, look, my internet's not that great. I'd say like 10 minutes of a video would take like an hour, maybe. I remember I did the math somewhere that X amount of time takes this long, estimately. So a 30-minute video is going to take quite a bit for me to upload. Like, for example, this video is going to take quite a bit for me to upload. In fact, that's kind of the main reason why I didn't want to have like 2-hour video. Well, 1 hour video and another hour-and-a-half video to be uploaded all at once, because I knew that it would take forever to upload. So I was like, I'll just cut it into 30 minutes. One, people like this amount of time of videos. Our videos feel a little, according to one of my friends, our videos feel like just a little too much. And I agree with them. Sometimes it does feel a little too much. It kind of depends on the context of the video itself. This right here, I wouldn't say this be good for an hour video. Just like a good 30-minute video at least. So, yeah. Hell, even if the video itself is like warrant for an hour, it's still like uploading it's gonna be a bitch. So I kind of opted just to lessen the time. Which gets me into another little discussion point. See, the longer the video, the longer I have to talk. Now, usually when I'm recording, playing the game, I come up with conversation starters or things I want to talk about during the video. But since sometimes I wait a long time to actually go through the editing and add the commentary, I kinda forget about them unless I write it down, which I've started doing recently so I don't forget. But at the same time, as I said earlier, not all my notes are the most detailed and are only clip notes for me to bring it up. But then I have to figure out a follow-up to that conversation, or maybe something like, typically if a game has, like, for example, a horror game, maybe something pops up that I could talk about, but usually if there's, like, for example, this game's pretty laid back, there's not much going on, except when a hurricane pops up for some fucking reason. I swear the hurricanes have attacked me more often than not, but unless something's happening, I can't really deter the conversation. But looking at the time, I'd say that's all the time we have for, so thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Take care, and please like and subscribe.